Hello there everyone, it is GIJoe and welcome to my channel. For those of you out of the loop, Renegade dropped a buttload of new Heroscape content on the last Renegade Con that will be releasing next year. They dropped so much cool stuff that I had to delay my current video and make this one. So you gotta make sure that this news gets some loving from the skateboard, you know? So from my understanding, up until this point, Renegade has been releasing the figures designed by the HasLab campaign that began in the early 20s, around there. But in 2026 now, we're gonna get original Renegade team designs. And from what I saw at this Renegade Con, they look pretty promising, guys and gals. So rather than me trying to pretend that I know what competitive synergy is and what's the best play on which best map and so on and so on, I'm just gonna do a few videos talking about the upcoming releases from a casual perspective. Someone who maybe looks at the figures once a month but never really gets to play with them. I mean, I haven't even opened my AOA master set. I painted them, but I haven't even set them on the field yet. Which I think is kind of bonkers, but you know, I have no one to play with over here. So in this video, I just want to talk about the design of the army cards, design of the figures themselves, anything that really stands out to me. I don't want to focus on one thing too much. I'm just going to bounce around. So we're going to go ahead and start this little series with the first release of 2026 in sense of figures. The GIJoe Battle Box Rumble in the Rift. So it's kind of funny how they tied this battle box to the world of Heroscape. Their story is saying that Dr. Mindbender was kind of around one of his inventions and all of a sudden, poof, transferred all of the Joes and the Cobras into Valhalla. And instead of like getting beef with Dr. Bender, like, hey man, what are you doing, bro? How'd you get us over here? They just kept fighting each other. It's like they continued their beef in a different universe. You know, business as usual, I guess. But now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and look at what do you actually get with this box. So in this box, you're going to get everything that you need to start up a game of Heroscape, which contains the rulebook, the combat dice, the 20-sided dice, order markers, wood markers, a round marker, interesting, and a scenario guide, as well as 2 Cobra fortification wall terrain pieces, oh that was a mouthful, 8 fully assembled highly detailed miniatures, 4 glyphs accompanied with their 3 glyph cards. As far as terrain, you get 2 24 hex asphalt tiles, brand new, never seen those before, 5 7 hex concrete tiles, 6 3 hex concrete tiles, 6 1 hex toxic tiles, also new. This one kind of confused me. I guess you get 3 1 hex shadow tiles, and then 5 1 hex shadow tiles again, and 5 1 hex toxic water tiles, also new. I think it's cool that we're getting 24 hex asphalt. It's neat when you want to try to build a modern terrain. Hopefully in the future we get some modern buildings as well, similar to like the Heroscape walls. Those are pretty cool. Personally, I'm not really digging the new walls included in the box. I wish it would have had maybe a door you can remove from the middle or something like that. The wall works fine as a line of sight blocker, and I'm sure all the competitive goonies out there are gonna love this piece. But I just felt like I needed maybe more color, something that stands out. It's just literally a piece of wall, silver wall. The toxic pieces are pretty cool. I can see people having fun with those and maybe some scenarios or their Heroscape adventures. Shout out to Joe Crazy. So from my understanding, there's like the acid hex makes you roll 1 less defense, while the acid water hex makes you roll 2 less defense when your figures on them. I did do a video on the Joe army cards, which I will link in the description. I have not had a chance to do a video on the Cobra cards, so how about let's get that out of the way next. First, let's look at Cobra Destro. What is that pose he's doing? I'm pretty sure that's not the best pose for accuracy. Anyways, Destro is a human, unique hero profiteer who is honorable at medium 5. 5 life, 5 move, range 6, that's a good range. Attack 4 with a defense of 2 at 120 points. You're telling me he's getting range 6 with that little scope and the way he's positioned himself? His abilities are Gunrunner. At the start of the game, you may place up to 2 different tech glyphs power side up onto the army cards of up to 2 different unique heroes in your army. Okay, so you get 2 glyph cards. Interesting. Next, Beryllium Steel Mask. Destro adds 1 automatic shield to his defense roll against attack from non-adjacent figures. Alright, I like that, And his last ability, personal arsenal. Once per turn after making a normal attack, Destro may reduce his attack value by 2 and make an additional normal attack. That's pretty cool, pretty cool. So here we have the 3 tech glyphs that Destro provides. Look like the jump pack provides a flying, the shielding provides an extra shield, and the coating provides an extra wound. I'm excited to see how these play out. Look very interesting. I like the design behind them, and Renegade got some good stuff going. I mean, Destro looks fun to play with. I have to see really what those tech glyphs do in order to see their real impact on the game, if they even matter. But even by reducing his attack by 2 to attack twice a turn, assuming he has height, the first attack is 5 dice and the second attack could be 3. At a range of 6, that's pretty good. And then, if you want to attack him with a ranged attack, he auto shields by 1. So if you lucky to even get 1 squad through, it's bam, automatic block, boy. Get that out of here, he says, because he has a steel mask. Sounds like it gets uncomfortable under there. But I guess the only downside I really see here about Destro is his profiteer and honorable. I don't really see those synergizing with anything. He just might be a solo figure. Kind of get in there, clean up some squads before he gets taken down. But yeah, let's move on to the next dude here. It's Storm Shadow. Storm Shadow is a human unique hero ninja. Gotta love that ninja type. Focus, medium 5, 4 life, move of 6, range of 1, attack of 4, defense of 3 at 100 points. Sorry, I made a mistake. I was actually reading the card that was spoiled at Gen Con. Storm Shadow actually cost 80 points in the little image you see from the battle box on the Renegade website. So it looks like they reduced his points by 20, which is cool. So this guy has a nanite smoke grenade. Start the game with 3 shadow tiles on its army card. At the end of Storm Shadow's turn, you may place a shadow tile from this card onto the battlefield within 3 clear set spaces of Storm Shadow, if the tile fits normally. Whirlwind Assault. Storm Shadow may attack any number of times during this turn. He cannot attack any figure more than once per turn. And lastly, Phantom Walk. Storm Shadow can move through all figures and never take leaving engagement attacks. So what do I gotta say about Storm Shadow? I like Storm Shadow. I always love me some new ninjas. This is like my favorite class type. And Storm Shadow packs some shadow tiles on him. I mean, it makes sense if he has the name Shadow on him. For those of you who aren't familiar with shadow tiles, so they're released during the D&D set. Any figure on them basically adds 1 to the defense, meaning at least 3 times in a game, Storm Shadow will have 4 defense if you move your Storm Shadow on top of it. His Whirlwind Assault allows him to take out multiple squads if those squads are doing the butt buddy train. Overall, Storm Shadow is a good solo figure as well. Does even better if you try to pair him with the Tricksters. Next, Cobra Commander. Human unique hero Warlord. Okay, we got another Warlord here. Fanatical, medium 5 at 6 life, that's a beefy boy. Move 5, range 5, attack 3, defense 3. Part of the 5-5-3-3. 110 points. First ability is Cutlass of Cobra. Cobra Commander adds 1 automatic skull when attacking adjacent figures. Cool. I'll get you next time. After Cobra Commander receives 1 or more wounds from a normal attack and is not destroyed, you may move Cobra Commander up to 2 spaces. He may not end his movement adjacent to an enemy figure while moving with I'll get you next time. Cobra Commander does not take even engagement attacks. This figure, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit disappointed, It's Cobra Commander, He's a big baddie. I like his flavor. I mean, he does have that cutlass, which is pretty cool. You get the auto skulls. The second ability, the thing they try to play, like, a little bit too cute. I just wish it was a little bit stronger, the second ability. I mean, overall, the figure's pretty good, especially with that Warlord. But that Warlord bonding with the Romans and the other fuck, I forgot their names. But Commander Cobra overall is pretty cool. I mean, I give him a chance. I like that red cape. Anybody who has a red cape automatically commands respect. Alright, the next dude here, Dr. Mindbender, the dude who has everybody in this mess, who brought everybody to Valhalla, just so they can keep beefing. Human, unique hero scientist, who is arrogant. 5 life, 5 move, range 5, attack 3, defense 4. At 70 points, so this guy has almost the same stat blocks as a lot of these other Cobra guys, and the cheapest. His first ability is called A Little Suggestion. At the start of Dr. Mindbender's turn, you may move all friendly figures adjacent to Dr. Mindbender up to 3 spaces. It's pretty cool at the beginning of the game. You put the order marker on him, and everybody adjacent you instantly move on 3 spaces. It's a cool little head start. Bend Mind 13. At the end of Dr. Mindbender's turn, you may choose an enemy unique figure within 3 spaces of Dr. Mindbender and roll a 20-sided die. If you roll 13 or higher after this turn, you may reveal an X order marker on Dr. Mindbender. If you do, take temporary control of the enemy army card and take a turn with it. After the turn, control returns to the army card's previous owner. Okay, so 13 and higher is not bad, and you just take control of it. So you basically take 2 turns, right? But you have to reveal the X order marker. Dr. Mindbender is pretty cool. 70 points for range of 5 and attack of 3. That's not too bad. Let's move on to the next section. So what do I think about this GIJoe Battle Box? I think it's a really good deal. For 85 bucks painted, I think you should get the painted version. This is coming from someone who always gets their stuff unpainted to save a little bit more money. But these figures are so detailed that I know I'm not going to paint them as well as they look here. So I'd rather just spend the extra 20 bucks and get them painted. As far as the content in the box itself, these 8 figures look really solid. I do notice that the Joe faction is a lot more synergistical. I don't know if that's a word, but it is today. As opposed to the Cobra faction, they're all kind of doing their own thing. Like they kind of spread in their own different directions and do what they got to do. So I can see maybe the Joe having an advantage here over that. It's cool that you're getting some asphalt and some concrete and some walls. But I feel like it's lacking some colors. I want to see some grass in here. You know, maybe I'm just being too picky. But overall, for the price that you're paying, 85 bucks for all of this is not too shabby. If you're a new player, grabbing this box right off the shelf, I think it's a really good deal for you. You get a lot of good terrain, you get a lot of sight blockers, you get dice, all the stuff you need to get started. You get 8 figures. So as far as the bang for your buck, I would like to rate this box an A. An A for 8 very nice figures. That is 2 more figures than the previous battle box, so that's pretty cool. One thing I do want to touch is the complexity of the army cards in this battle box. If you're a brand new player who just likes G.I. Joe and just picks this box right off the shelf, the cards are a little bit hefty. I mean, Destro comes with 3 cards on top of his 1 card. Mindbender's taking control of other cards. Scarlet's moving order markers around and looking at them. It really goes away from the simple scape, as how our slugger put it, for new players. But if you're an experienced player, I mean, this is pretty cool. It gives you some unique heroes to mess around with. If you're into soldiers, you have a lot of good soldier support here with the Joes. I know the topic of G.I. Joe and the different IP and Heroscape is a little bit controversial. But if you're just breaking down for what this box is as a product, I think it's a good deal. Especially with the other releases where 4 figures per box for $75, not including any terrain, any dice, none of that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna keep my A. I think A is a solid grade here. For these type of reviews, I do want to tie them into the spirit of this Heroscape channel, in sense of being customs and all, you know. In doing so, I want to introduce 2 custom figures that I made that I feel will add more depth to this box. Obviously, these customs are going to be from the G.I. Joe universe. Now, the physical figures that I'm using for these customs were sculpted by Dyspare Prints, a well-known member of the community who provides a lot of 3D printed figures. I asked if he had the following figures in his archives, and he did not. So I was going to scratch that whole idea, but Dyspare Prints came in clutch and actually molded and sliced the figures himself. In doing so, allowed me to create these 2 customs for you guys. I cannot recommend him enough. He's a really good person and will get you what you need. But let me not beat around the bush, how they say. Let's see what the people up at Skateboard Studios cooked up. The first figure here on my custom list goes by Gung-Ho. Gung-Ho was a United States Marine who's bringing sexy back. This Marine is back crazy for weaponry, an expert in multi-class rifles and hand-to-hand combat. He is known to be a bare-knuckle brawler and does not give any hall passes to his fist. Wow, what a lad. So let's see what Gung-Ho does. He is a human, unique hero soldier, gotta be a soldier. Wild, medium 5 with 4 life. He can move 5, range 4, attack 3, defense 3 with 110 points. That's a solid stat line, okay. Let's check out his special abilities. Grenade Launcher Special Attack, range 4, attack 4. Gung-Ho may only use Grenade Launcher Special Attack if he did not move this turn. Choose a figure to attack. Any figures adjacent to a chosen figure are also affected by this special attack. GIJoe only needs a clear line of sight of the chosen figure. Roll 4 attack dice once for all affected figure. Each figure rolls defense dice separately. So it has a Deathwalker 9000 ability. You know, I really wanted to show off GIJoe's grenade launcher. That's his favorite weapon. Just blasting mother. Next, Knuckle Brawler +3. When GIJoe attacks an adjacent figure with the same or higher attack value than GIJoe's attack value, add 3 attack dice to his roll this turn. So I noticed none of the Joes actually have a special attack, which is why I gave GIJoe a special attack with the grenade launcher. And his bare knuckle ability, I wanted to kind of show off his love for fighting with his fist, no matter how strong his opponent may be. So, like I said, this figure was sculpted by Dyspare Prints. But if, you know, it's not your cup of tea, you can find a GIJoe miniature produced by Renegade in the GIJoe role-playing game, which is like around $40 for the set, around there. But let's go to the next custom. The next custom is Major Blood. This funny fellow here is an assassin from the Cobra Legion. He was hired by Cobra himself to destroy Destro during this weird Cobra Civil War era of the GIJoe lore. Spoiler alert, Major Blood was unsuccessful in his mission. I'm sorry. Destro lives. He was actually captured by the GIJoes and then later escaping, but before he escaped, he assassinated one of the top GIJoe generals, which is pretty crazy low for this guy. So let's go ahead and check what Major Blood does. Major Blood is a human, unique hero assassin who is precise. Medium 5. 5 life, 5 move, range 4, attack 3, but only a defensive 2 for 80 points. Major Blood's first ability is called Target Assigned. At the beginning of the game, choose an opponent's hero card, place a bounty marker on that card. At the beginning of each round, if a hero card in play does not have a bounty marker on the army card, roll a 20-sided die. If the result is 14 or higher, choose an army card and place a bounty marker on it. Second ability is called Target Found. When Major Blood attacks a figure with a bounty marker, the defending figure rolls 3 less defense die until the end of the turn. And lastly, Disengage. Never takes leaving engagement damage. So for Major Blood, I really wanted to design him around his assassinating contract mechanic. Allow him to take on jobs and focusing on one hero at a time. And also Major Blood's lore, he's very precise with a sniper. Unfortunately, I cannot find a miniature with a sniper on him. It seems he likes to carry a handgun for some reason in a lot of the GIJoe pictures I see online. But nonetheless, if you like this figure, of course, Dyspare Prints does have it. But if you do not, I mean, which is okay. I know Renegade also released a villains role-playing game for the GIJoe game they have, which contains a Major Blood miniature. So, as we wrap this up, I want to mention a little contest I'm running here. Dyspare Prints was nice enough to gift me these figures to give away on this channel. You can win yourself this GIJoe and a Major Blood along with their bases and army cards. To enter this contest, you must like this video, be subscribed, and leave a comment in this video letting me know which of the 10 figure cards in this battle box are you most excited for. Now you may say, Scaper, there's only 8 figures in the battle box. Well, I'm adding my 2 figures to the battle box. So there, I will announce the winner on the date you see here on the screen. I have been working on some other videos for various series that have been going on. I just hope my audience does not get restless with my release schedule. I know as of right now I'm doing it every 2 months. Even the voice for this one sounds different from the beginning of the video. You might be thinking, what the hell? Well, yeah, I don't have as much time as I want, but I will continue to release videos as long as you guys keep watching them. But let me know what you guys think of the next year's Renegade release. Don't forget to leave a like and a sub. It will help me out to recognize my algorithm. And I hope you all have a good day. Keep on scaping, everybody. Peace.